So maybe Nick would like to tell us more about Screen Sheet, its games, and what is it about, and how they actually got to PAX Australia.
Yeah, so Screen Sheet is a split screen shooter where everyone's invisible and you have to screen sheet. We're at PAX Australia showing it off to our fans. Like, we're a local Melbourne developer and we're really excited to be having it here the week after our release. The game is about using the environment and the spatial information to find out the position of your opponents. Because they're completely invisible, you need to use your brain in a situation where you normally wouldn't. In a shooter, you just sort of shoot at a moving target. In our game, you find out where your target is and you start to calculate where they are and then shoot at that.
Where the inspiration from the game comes from?
It came during Global Game Jam in Melbourne 2014. And that was when we had a theme which was, we don't see the world as we are, we see the world as it is. We don't see the world as it is, we see the world as we are. And we were throwing around the idea of doing different cooperative games where players would communicate and share information, and it just wasn't working out. So, because the problem was, if you make a cooperative game on the one screen, everyone is going to screen sheet and not share their information, just use the screen and waste time, right? So we turned that screen sheeting flaw into a mechanic and created a competitive shooter based around the games we loved as kids.
How long did it take to actually create the game?
So we made it over about 8 months. We jammed it in January, like I said, and we started in March full time. So we had a prototype ready, which is really good. Like, I can never say enough for like having a prototype to work off. It's great. The main challenge that we encountered is level design. This is not your standard shooter. Level design is so different. And it's really a challenge for me personally to create levels that communicate information and give the spatial information they need, but are also flowing and smooth and actually really fun play spaces to move around in. Additionally, like, getting the flavor and the feel of the game right. Eventually we settled on a really like Mario Kart of shooters, like very fun, very family friendly, just silly shooter.
I understand that you were graduates of Swinburne University. So how did the course actually help prepare you guys for in helping you create your game, or give you the skills to actually help you get into the gaming industry or prepare or to actually create your games?
Yeah, so I'll be fairly frank. When I did my course, I had a pretty bad time with it. I work with them now, and I like work at the uni now at some points, and they've improved a lot since then. But the university was going through a transitioning period at the time when we did it. So what the uni was going through was transitioning from teaching the old publisher, large developer structure of workflow where you work as a cog in a machine, to teaching to be an independent developer, because it's much more realistic for an Australian developer to be independent than it is for us to work for a big company. University is a really good motivation to start creating. And I mean, that's what I always tell people who ask me how I got going is I made a lot of games. I made 6 games at Jams alone in 2013, that's last year, and I made another 2 as major projects, plus one I did internationally. So the result was we created a lot of things, we made a lot of mistakes, and we learned from those. And at the time, the university was not making me make those mistakes, because you need to make mistakes to make the correct decisions going on.
So where do you see the indie industry in Australia will be heading to in the next maybe 3 to 5 years, or what do you hope to achieve in the next 3 to 5 years?
I can't really speak much for the industry. Personally, we're pretty spread out. Like, we as a developer are working out of home. We plan to move into the arcade, which is in the city. It's a collaborative workspace, and things like that are really exciting, where developers are coming together, working in the same build, like 20 developers or something in the same building, working on games, completely different, but they all help each other, and that's fantastic. And I would love to see more growth in that area. But us personally, we just want to keep making games, and we want to make more exciting games.